You have Jalen?
I do have Jaylen. I do have Jaylen. He's feeling a little bit better. He wasn't going to miss this game.
But with today being the last game of the season, obviously awards start coming into mind. What would be your case for Jalen Green to be on the all-rookie team?
I mean, for me, it's like pretty obvious. So articulating why is something that I have to think about. But he has improved so much since day one, right? And he has become at this point a primary scorer on our team. He has improved every single statistic that there is. He is playing in a way that is sustainable, I believe, but it's not like he's forcing it. The eye test tells you that he's gifted as far as his athleticism and his speed and his first step, but he's using it in a way that he's not using the extra dribbles like he was earlier in the season, or he's not indecisive like he was earlier in the season. So I would say he should hands down be first team all rookie. But if there were like a most improved rookie award as well, he could be that as well, because he struggled at the beginning, but his work ethic and his confidence that he has, quiet confidence that he has, have made him to where he is efficient. And when he has the ball in his hands, you think something good is going to happen. And teams are now game planning for him. Earlier in the season, they were going under his pick and rolls and going under his dribble handoffs. And now he's a threat. You can't go under anymore. So all of those things combined make him, like I said, to me, it's like obvious, but articulating it is a fun thing to do.
How have you seen him adjust to opponents being more aware of his skills?
He has slowed down a little bit. He recognizes a little more. He, as the season has gone along, just the more experiences that he's had as far as teams putting a little bit more pressure on him, putting a bigger defender on him, putting a smaller defender on him, like all those things, he just has a better recognition of what that entails. Like if there's a smaller guy on him or a bigger guy, and where he can kind of get to on the floor against each of those guys, or if they're going to blitz him or try to take the ball out of his hands. Earlier in the season, he didn't really have a good feel for what he should do. Now I think he has a better feel, and that'll only get better as we go along. And that's the really cool thing about this. It's only been 82 games, right? And it's been just 1 year for a 19-year-old who became 20 during the season. So talking about the growth that he's had in this short period of time of his career, this could be like 1/15 of his career, right? So as we're talking about his growth and his improvement, it's also important to kind of put it in context of how short of a period of time it's been.
How much are you looking forward to seeing not only him continue to grow, but the rest of this team in the future?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, it's a short period of time for a lot of these guys, going from 19 years old to 20 years old, or 20 to 21, or 21 to 22. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future holds for our whole group, and having all of this improvement that our group has had come together and have it be a collective improvement. And I think we've seen it in spurts as far as collective improvement, but you really don't get that like true group forward push until everybody's kind of comfortable in their role and their game, and they've seen it before, and there will be a lot less kind of peaks and valleys, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Stephen, I know it hasn't been the easiest of seasons, but with it being the last game of the year, especially at home, what can you say about the fan support throughout the year?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, our record isn't very good, but they still come to the games. They still cheer hard for us. When I got thrown out of the game 2 nights ago or whatever, they were so pumped up. It was crazy. But yeah, they understand that we have a bunch of young guys, and they understand that we are a rebuilding team, and they're with us and they're riding with us, and that's important. And we feel it as a group, and we're so appreciative of the fans and their understanding of us going through this moment, because I think we'll all feel that the growing pains that we're going through right now, and they are super painful, will definitely pay off at the end.
Coach, with 3 veterans out, and can you just talk about the way that Kevin has stepped up and took on that leadership role?
Yeah, he has done a really good job of picking and choosing his spots. At times he'll like when Toronto would make their run, he would try like so hard to like make the play himself, you know, and that's a cool thing because he's just so competitive. But yeah, over the last however many games, he's just been really special as far as his playmaking. I think he's had 1 game where he turned the ball over quite a bit, but the rest of the games have been pretty good. His assists are way up. His scoring obviously is way up. But I think you see it again when you just watch him. You see the confidence growing in him, and you see him like knowing the moment and knowing where he'll get his shot and all those things. And you're seeing a little bit more maturity than we saw earlier in the season. And that's a good thing to see as well.
Coach, can you talk about what you learned about yourself over these last 2 years since you've been the head coach of the Rockets?
It's hard to say right now just because I've been preparing for every single game and preparing for the Nets, then preparing for Toronto, then preparing for Atlanta tonight. So like taking a step back at this point, like before our Atlanta game, is hard to do as far as like what have I learned about myself and like the kind of global part of it. But I will say that I've found that I love this job. I love it. I love it. And I love the people who I work with, whether it's the players or the staff or Tracy or whoever. I mean, it's a great job to have, and there's only 30 of them. So as hard as this season has been, as, you know, the peaks and valleys and losing streaks and all of that, I still love it. I love it. So I guess that's the answer off the top of my head, but catch me after a little while and then I'll probably be able to give you a better answer.